Why, hello there everyone. I'm Laxow, aka the Kumo Sensei. 皆さん、こんばんは。Shadow. And good afternoon or good evening. And today I'm going to do pretty much just a short maintenance day. There really isn't much going on this week within my collection, so today's video, and maybe Friday's video as well, may be a bit short, but without further ado, let us get going. Allow me to talk about some things, and yeah, let's get straight into it. So this one right here is my Brachypelma auratum, my second female, and she freshly molted out just recently. So basically I have two mature females and no males at all when it comes to the Brachypelma auratum. I would be looking for one pretty soon, but as of now, I'm just gonna wait it out I guess, because as I stated before, my space is limited, so I'm not really trying to be, reckless and just breeding everything. So really, I'm just trying to save space as of now. And also trying to be conservative. But in the future though, I would actually like to buy more inventory. Basically, wholesaling of slings. Just buying more to add to my stock, so that way if I do start a business in the future, I actually do have something to sell. But as for what and how much I'll buy, who knows? It's really just one step at a time. And I guess I'll use this time to actually answer some questions and things. So let's get straight into it. So somebody did ask what's going to be my biggest goal in the future. And honestly, I have about two maybe. One, starting my tarantula business whenever I'm ready, and two is actually learning how to import and export tarantulas. That's actually my bigger goal actually, now that I think about it, but I really don't know exactly how it works. If somebody can show me the ropes, I guess it'll be a good thing, because basically the only thing I was told was to sign up for an export/import permit, and pretty much that's really about it. They don't really go into the cost, the paperwork, and the filings, and the things that actually matter to getting your import and export permit. So it's really kind of a confusing, how should I say? It's a very confusing process, but I'll get it figured out in the future whenever I have money, the time, the space, and the business as well. But yeah, let us not rush things, right? And now, I would really like to talk about the Ceratophorus species, basically the horned frogs, such as your Pac-Man frogs, the Suriname horned frogs, and pretty much your ornate frogs, those sort of frogs. Now in my last video, I did talk about wanting to breed those frogs, but I really wanted somebody to teach me because really they're actually very difficult to breed. I know people will always say online that you do a rainy season and things of that nature, but it's actually more complex than that. Even if you do a rainy season and you do get your Pac-Man frogs to breed, their eggs are not going to be as fertile. There's actually very few Pac-Man frog breeders in the hobby, and the reason why is because they're very secretive about it. The thing is that a lot of Pac-Man frog breeders are actually very clever. They pretty much understand that one litter can pretty much saturate the entire market, so they're very secretive about breeding Pac-Man frogs. And honestly, I know a lot of them encourage and actually do use natural breeding when it comes to Pac-Man frogs, but at the same time, a lot of them also do hormonal breeding, basically using hormones. And for those who didn't catch on to this, basically they use steroids. Now in terms of what hormones they use and how much of it, I really don't know. All I know is that it's used on the male Pac-Man frog to pretty much get him into breeding and also for a better fertility rate. But other than that, I really don't know, so I can't really speak on it too much, but I do know that if you do it wrong, your frog is basically dead. So there's a very specific amount you gotta use. Now as for me, I would actually like to learn how to do natural breeding, but the problem is that doing a rainy season or a rainy cycle is actually more complex than it seems. You can actually do a rainy cycle and do it right, but you won't get any breeding at all. You may get cannibalism, or you may actually get your males on top of females, and your females do lay eggs, but the male will not fertilize them. So I'm actually looking for somebody with a proven track record of breeding Pac-Man frogs, so that way they can pretty much guide me in the right direction, but still looking for that person, and I really hope I can find that person because honestly it's very difficult because the majority of them are pretty much non-existent. So basically my idea is that if I can't find somebody to teach me within the United States, I would actually like to go to Thailand or Taiwan and maybe ask one of them to actually teach me or show me around on how they do things because I'm really curious. But anyhow though, back to what I'm saying, if you're a Pac-Man frog breeder, whether it's through hormonal breeding or through natural breeding, I would actually like if you can enlighten me or send me an email on how to actually do things because I'm very interested. And granted, I promise I will not share the secrets because that's going to stay with me obviously. But if you do exist and you do find this channel, by all means please humble me I'll leave my email in the description, and I guess I'll call this a video for today. So, as the typical, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to stick around. I upload every single Tuesday and Friday here on the channel. Also support me on my social medias, such as my IG and Patreon. Shout out to my Patreon members, such as Kale, for keeping my tarantulas fed, and more content on there to come. And with that, stay lax, and Laxow out from the Kumo Sensei.